This video, we are quickly going to talk about how the auction went this weekend, and also the nail polish thing. Everyone's been asking me about the nail polish thing. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so I'm happy to report that the auction was pretty successful. I had my doubts, and honestly, my anxiety was really acting up like the days leading up to it, just because of the whole thing with having to switch from Whatnot. And I felt like I was really scrambling to figure out like how to even run an auction on YouTube, because of course, as we know, you can't private message on YouTube. I wasn't sure how I was going to get information from people and like who was going to be bidding, and I don't know, I just felt like it was a lot of ambiguity and a lot of questions that I didn't have answers for. So that kind of set off my anxiety, and quite frankly, if I'm being honest with you, I thought about canceling it multiple times. But I also thought about the fact that we are genuinely trying to move again, and if I canceled it, meant I would have to put these things away and then get them out again, and didn't want to disappoint everyone, but also didn't want to disappoint myself. So got myself together as best I could, and we made it happen. And I'm really happy to say that the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. So thank you to everyone that came to the auction, whether you were able to participate or not. I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate the really kind comments, and I also appreciate the patience that everyone had with me, being our first time using that platform, but also our internet has been having so many problems, and it's very dramatic. And on Tuesday, the internet carrier is sending someone to our house to investigate, because we just keep completely losing connection. And like, it's not just our internet, like because our internet's over a cable line, we like also then lose, like the television goes out, like everything goes out. So clearly something is going on. And for those of you that don't know this, my husband works in IT, so he's pretty like smart at this stuff. So when he can't figure it out, I get concerned. So I don't think there's anything within our own control that we can do, which is why we now have this technician from the internet carrier coming out. So we'll see what happens. So thanks for being understanding that that happened, I think like 4 times. But it picked up. You know, we all said our thoughts and prayers for the internet, and the sort of second half of the auction was pretty uneventful in terms of internet outages, so that was good. So yes, thanks again for your patience. Thank you as well for your feedback on how I put things together on the screen. I was really stressed out about that because, as you know, having to switch from Whatnot, the benefit of Whatnot is that you have all that stuff just built into the app, right? So you have a countdown, you can put up the name of things, it's all very clear, like what the starting bid is. And going to YouTube, of course, that was one of my concerns, was like, how am I gonna keep this like really organized? And I have to be organized like that so that I don't lose track of things. So that was a lot of work. For anyone that's wondering how I put that together, basically it was a platform on my Mac. It's a piece of software called OBS. And OBS can stream to YouTube. So it's like software that a lot of, you know, like Twitch streamers would use, things like that for video games. But we basically, I built a little screen just quickly with, you know, a feed of one webcam that was on the product, my computer webcam on me, and then I was able to pull in different images and pull in, if you're wondering how I did the text, those were just individual text files on my computer that I put colored backgrounds on. And the clock was the timer app on my Mac, so that's why sometimes it would look a little funny. Whenever it was in one mode or the other mode, it would either look correct or incorrect. But basically I was just screen capturing tiny sections of my other monitor. So it felt very like slapped together, but it worked, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think that we would continue to do that next time. So let's talk about some things that I learned because there were a few things that I learned. One was that I'm really glad that I made a list of all the sets. So going through and doing that exercise of making the video, I think was important for two reasons. One is that it gave everyone the idea of exactly what was going to be for sale, which I also liked that about Whatnot. You could upload things to a live stream like feed, and then from there people could go in and browse and check them out ahead of time if they want to, but it's also all there in the auctions. People could go look. So I'm glad I did that video ahead of time, because another one of my concerns was, what if the feed isn't good enough that people can get a really good look at a set? So by having it on the video and then on the pedestal here, gave people an opportunity, yes, to see it on the fly, but also if anyone felt like doing their homework ahead of time, which I heard a lot of you did, by watching that video, you could really get a feel for exactly what the sets looked like before you came to the auction. So I will do that again next time. And I have a giant bin of polys over here. So I do need to do another one. But that was a lot of sets we did. I'll come back to that point. So having the list and having the video, huge help, because right before the auction I printed off the list with numbers down the side, so every set was like a lot number in an auction, and that helped me because I was going through and I was basically writing down people's names, and then this is like completely scribbled because I was like this by the end of it, but writing down the lot number and then the name briefly, and then how much they want it for. And then I also was transcribing that here, just as two ways to write it down in case I wrote it down weird. The nice thing too, though, is that I was able to just look back on the chat feed if I missed something, or I couldn't read my writing, or was unsure like what something went for, who it went to. I could go back and I could look. So that was really helpful for me from an organization standpoint to know that. The other thing that was good with the list was that I was able to label sets like A, B, C. So like if, for example, the Polly's Hair Salon set, I had 3 of them. So set A was the first set that went, that was like the nicest one, and then B and C in that order. And then I just used sticky notes to basically write A, B, C, put them inside the clamshell. And then from there I was able to, did I throw it out? I think I threw this one out. Yeah. But from there I was able to make sure that everyone had the right one. So that was good. That was all really good. Yeah, so I was happy with how that went. I was happy with the groupings of things. And again, I tried to prioritize that based on your comments. So I know one person said that they were really just interested mostly in the vehicles. So that's why I chunked all those things together. And a lot of the stuff that people really put like interest on, I tried to put towards the front of the auction, with the exception of the Children's Hospital. That one went towards the end. Towards the end of Polyville there. So that was that about the list. Okay, the other thing I learned, that was a lot of sets. I think we realized quite quickly that we were not going to like be within 2 hours. And I think every time there's a Polly Pocket auction, it kind of goes that way, right? Like people are very ambitious with their time. But I would say, if we didn't have the internet problems, it probably would have gone a little bit faster. That really kind of threw me for a loop, but, probably still would have been like 3 to 3.5 hours. So 4.5 hours, 3.5 hours, it's still pretty long. So that was 56 sets. Now I don't know if I have 56 sets sitting over there right now in that bin. I might though, so I don't want to just commit to saying that I don't, because I very well might. But there's quite a few sets in there, but I think next time I would probably stick closer to 30 for that, and just try to do another one kind of fairly soon after, just to keep that time commitment, that time window down, because I know for a lot of you that got quite late in the evening, so I appreciate your patience with that. But yeah, we were ambitious, but it was fairly smooth. So aside from the internet problem, fairly smooth. I felt like we kind of got our groove halfway through, so that was nice. What else? Yeah, just really happy with that. So you might see some boxes on the ground behind me. I have that was 21 separate people, so putting together 21 boxes right now and wrapping everything up. So I will be putting personal notes in every single one, so thank you to everyone. I do really appreciate you coming to the auction and supporting us, and helping me clear that out of my house, because there's a lot of it. But it was a fun time, so I'm quite happy with how that went. So my plan for the boxes, I am getting them all packed, wrapped up. I'm gonna put paper on the boxes and hopefully get them shipped on Tuesday. And once I've got those tracking numbers, I will be sending them out to everyone. It's a lot of packing, but we've got all of the orders set out to all the people, like everything's, arranged. And aside from one invoice, I think everything else is paid right now, which is amazing. And I have to say, that was another one of my reservations was, how am I going to get in touch with these people? What I did was the second that I knew I had an open line of communication with someone, so throughout the auction I was saying message me on Facebook or Instagram, I went back to the little order sheet that I was making for them and I put a tick mark next to their name, and that way I knew if I had my communication with them or not, so that way I was able to look at all the papers that I had here and just at a glance know if I hadn't made contact with anyone yet. And some of them went into weird request folders. So I'm glad that I did that, because, when some people were like, I have messaged you, I had to go find it. So another thing I did was I made a spreadsheet. So I made a spreadsheet, and I'm not pulling it up on the screen right now because it's got people's personal information in it, but I made a tab for every single person. I listed off all of the sets they purchased. I totaled everything up with their shipping, and just had everyone confirm that I had the correct shipping address, that I had their order correct, and that the total looked correct to them before I invoiced them, just so that everyone was clear that I knew what we were doing, and not I didn't want to start packaging and sending off some sets only to realize oh, that actually was meant for that other person. So again, we did a pretty good job of keeping that organized. So I'm not too worried about anything like that, but that was one thing. I just wanted everyone to feel really confident that their order was correct. So what would I do differently next time? Less sets, just so that we can kind of keep the time more manageable. I also, you probably noticed that I did not take a single bathroom break there. I probably should have when the internet was broken, but then the internet kept coming back within a few minutes. So this was a long time. But I was getting kind of hungry. And I know I've been to auctions where people are okay, we're just going to take a pause for a minute and, grab some food or take a bathroom break. But for me, I just wanted to get through it and keep going and not hold anyone longer than I needed to. So I'm going to keep it shorter next time. The other thing I was going to do is, instead of making up all these little papers, I was going to make, basically on my computer, make myself little forms that were just a bit more structured and easy to follow. So a column for the lot number, brief description, and then what it went for. So for each person, I would then just pull it out. I do find working on the paper is really important, because I had so much stuff going on my computer that having another window open on my computer, honestly, it would have been just way too much for me. So I ended up with 21 of these little pieces of paper, took those over to my Excel file, typed it all in. It worked out. It was good. So that's how that worked. So yeah, Tuesday, I plan to ship everything, get everyone their tracking numbers. I'm just really happy with how that went. And I hope all of you that participated or at least watched or were there, or maybe you went back and watched some of it afterwards. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed the process. So what else? So aside from all that, so much work. I've basically spent all weekend just organizing things. Aside from that, the other thing I've been getting a lot of messages about is the Polly Pocket Lights Lacquer collab. No, this is not it on my hands. These are cute. They're little quail egg nails. But did I get it? Yes. Did I forget to get it when it came out? Also yes. I texted that number for the reminder and like early access, and did I actually get that? No, it didn't work. So I don't know if that's because I'm in Canada, I don't know. But unfortunately, I didn't think about it until like the end of that day. So I did buy it, but I didn't get the collector's edition. Although in hindsight, I've seen some reviews of it already and people are like, meh, it was okay, but it's not great. But I got the nail polish. I intend to use it. I don't want to hang on to stuff like that. It's cute and I love the novelty of it, but to me it's not something that I would plan to resell. And the idea of shipping nail polish to anyone just completely freaks me out. So just breaking or leaking or something. So I'll do my nails with that when it shows up. You know, provided I don't mess up another beautiful manicure, but the next time I have to do my nails and it's here, I'll use it for that. So yeah, I'm excited to get my hands on it, but I have heard that the reviews are kind of mixed. So is what it is. But we'll check it out when we get it. And yeah, that's it for me for today. It's been just a really long week. Today I got stuck in like crazy traffic because it was like torrential downpour outside. And there was a crash on the highway as a result, and I had to take my daughter to swimming lessons, and like really long story, but I have to drive like 35 to 45 minutes to my daughter's swimming lesson every week. So to get out there took significantly longer, and it just kind of like threw my whole day. And here I am, I'm recording this right now. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I really just want to like watch Love is Blind and just play stupid games on my phone. But Chris is going to edit this for us now. Thank you, Chris. And then that's what we'll do. So I hope all of you have a great start to your week. And again, thank you for everyone that came to the auction. I will keep you all posted on everything there. But other than that, I'll see you on Thursday. Looking forward to that. And enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. If you are on social media, you can find me on social media. Just look up Pocket Vintage Toys. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That's the best place to connect with me outside of YouTube. And if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, please hit the subscribe button. I do bring out new videos on Monday and Thursday. And I will keep you up to date on all things vintage Polly Pocket. But nothing else to add there. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.